Okay, so I just finished watching the first episode of Close Enough, and this is going to be 100%, well, as much as I can make it spoiler free. So, but to just give a bit of context for this, so basically, I don't know if JD Quinzel, who created Regular Show, also created Close Enough. You can obviously tell by the art style and also the fact that he voices the main character in both shows. Now, I can't remember if Close Enough was announced before Regular Show ended or just after. I don't know, but it was definitely in 2017 when it was announced, and it was supposed to come out. I think in late 2017, and then it was delayed to 2018, and then it was delayed to 2019. And now, finally, HBO Max in the US has picked it up for 2020. Now, if you're in the UK, I don't know, like me, without a VPN, you know, I don't know. There are obviously other ways to get it, but I'm not sure what, you know, where it's going to come out on here. Probably, I'm going to bet that it's going to probably come on the UK Netflix. I don't know because unlike obviously Regular Show, which was had its adult-ish moments, was definitely a kid show on Cartoon Network. This, however, this is obviously aimed at adults, and pretty much this thing is, well, to be honest, I don't really know what to make of it because it's pretty much exactly like Regular Show, except there are a couple there they can be a bit more explicit with the adult moments, though not really. Yeah, it's a bit weird like that. The thing is, though, the pacing of this first episode, like literally, I don't really know. You don't really know much about any of the characters, really. It just kind of just throws you in there. There's, unlike Regular Show's first episode, where basically it gives you context, uh, within in the first couple of minutes of the first episode. This one, it just kind of chucks you straight in there, and this kind of feels like it's a 22-minute episode cut down to 11 minutes, because literally, I mean, for better or worse, I mean, this thing literally just it just rockets through. Like there is not a single pause in here to take your breath, and it basically just goes from one thing to the other and goes as mad as you think. The good thing is that it keeps up the sort of thing that Regular Show had, in that basically anything happens and the story may look like it's going one way, but then suddenly goes another. So it's kind of like that. I don't know. I think the problem is this. If every episode is like this, then it might be a problem. But if this is just like every few episodes, because it does not stop for a single second. Like, it does not stop at all to take a breath. It's literally just like, this is happening now, then with this, then with that, then with this, then that, then this, then this, then this happens, then this happens, then this happens, then this happens. So, there's just not a lot of breathing room in the time format. I don't know. I mean, maybe if it was 15 minutes, maybe that would have sorted it. I don't know. I'm hoping that, you're gonna it's gonna maybe have a breather episode here and there, because this thing could go either way. I mean, it's the first episode, which is why I was debating whether doing a video on like this, but it did convince me enough, and I did enjoy it at least enough to say that I am going to be sticking with the series at least for its first season. We'll see, but overall, it does seem like it is going to be pretty much a slightly more adult version of Regular Show. And I do mean like slightly more adult. Only slightly. To be honest, some of it's reminded me a bit of Rick and Morty. I don't know if that was something that they decided to incorporate into it or not, but there's things in this also you can tell that this has had a long development stage in this. For example, very minor spoiler is that at one point one of the characters plays with a fidget spinner. So, you can tell that this thing has had a very long development process, so it's going to be interesting to see if any of the stuff that happens in this will be dated or not. I mean, for example, there's a whole thing about VR gaming, which is still relevant now, I guess, but, it's less of the major thing than it was when this obviously was written. So, who knows? But at least, Close Enough is actually having a release. It's managed to get out of its development hell and has actually found a platform where it can work. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I do recommend you watch this first episode because, to be honest, I just cannot describe it. I've been wrapping my brains to try and think of a way to describe it, but it's only 11 minutes and 54 seconds long, including the end credits, so you can watch it at your own leisure. I think to be honest, it's one of those things, just like watch the episode and to judge yourself. I think if you really enjoyed regular show, then this is definitely going to be up your alley. And if you didn't enjoy regular show, then I don't know, or probably not, because it's very much in the same ballpark as that, except regular show would normally just keep building and then build and build. This thing just goes completely out because it feels like this episode has several plot points. It has, I'm going to try and think of the top of my head, 1, 2, 3... So, there's about 5 plots happening sort of at once, and they kind of merge into one at the end, which is quite a lot for just, an 11-minute episode, really. So, yeah, I think, to be honest, it should try and cut those down to maybe 1 or 2, to the amount of plot points that are happening in this episode. I think it was just a little bit too much. I think maybe if they'd done either a double length or 2-part episode to kind of set you in with it, maybe then. But again, I still, it's enough to say I still enjoyed it, and I will be sitting to it. Did I utterly love it and think it was the greatest thing in the world? No, but it's just one of those things you can sit down, watch, and enjoy. But we'll see how it goes on. To be honest, I can't really say anything really about the characters because I literally know next to basically nothing about them at all. To be honest, I can't even remember their names, which is why I haven't mentioned them. Just to note, this is not a full review or anything on it, it's just my initial thoughts. So that's basically how fast it has just gone by. I think if you were, once the first season has come out, then we'll be able to properly judge this episode and see how things go in comparison. But yeah, overall, it's kind of what I expected of it, and then kind of not at the same time. It's basically what I expected, except it's going in about 10 times as fast and there's 5 times more things going on at once than I initially thought. But yeah, go check it out. I would highly recommend it, and let me know if you'd like me to do my initial thoughts on the other episodes as they are released. But anyway, that's it for this one, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.